Downsizing is becoming a big thing, especially for retirees who are looking for a way of freeing up money and resources to enjoy a greater quality of life in their retirement. And this next exceptional tiny house has been perfectly designed to do just that. Hi Sheila, how are you?
Hi Bryce, lovely to see you again.
It's lovely to see you again, and this beautiful home of yours. This place is absolutely gorgeous.
We love it, love every minute of living here. It's wonderful.
And you live here together with your husband Noel?
I do, but he's a little bit camera shy, so he's run away to work, which he tends to do when he gets nervous. So he'll be back later.
Fantastic. And you are Shay's mum?
I am Shay's mum, very proud mum of Shay, and I actually am employed by Shay as well. So is Noel.
Of course, building tiny homes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And so this is your tiny home now. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to me about your journey into tiny house living and how you came to be here?
Well, you saw Lucy with Shay, her first tiny home, and she built that in our backyard. And I said, you are crazy. No one is going to want to live in these tiny little spaces.
My parents did exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Anyway, then she left Lucy and came and lived with us for a while, and we designed Hazel. And I said, the one thing I don't like about tiny homes is crawling in the lofts at my age. So we designed walkways around the lofts, and she built Hazel. And I thought, maybe people could live in these tiny little things, because I visited them a lot. And after about 4 months, Noel and I thought the house was so lonely and quiet and big, and we never went downstairs anymore where Hazel and Shay used to live. And we started thinking, well, maybe we should think about this tiny house idea, which we did, and here we are.
Yeah, and this is such a beautiful design. Now, there's so much to talk about with the house, but first, let's talk about your gardens. These are exquisite.
Well, I've been relegated to the garden. I say I feed the soul and Noel feeds the body, because I am banned from growing vegetables after I grew very phallic carrots.
Oh dear.
I put wormwee on them and they grew legs and arms and other parts. And I made a video and put it up on Facebook, and he was really embarrassed about the video.
Right.
He said, you can't put that kind of carrot on on video. So he does all the vegetables. He said it was a waste of money, and I do the garden. So he feeds our bodies, I feed our soul.
What a great balance. And this is just so beautifully landscaped. And I love the way that you've combined some of the edibles into the ornamental gardens as well. That's just so nicely done. That
was his idea, and they sort of took over half my ornamental garden, but I'm willing to accept that because we do get a lot of vegetables from it.
And this is such an ideal tiny house parking space that you've found as well. How did you come to be on this property?
Well, Shay's partner worked for the company that Len, our landlord, worked for. And he used to come and visit the tiny homes because he loves tiny homes. And then he said, well, why doesn't Shay's mum and dad come and live on my land? I mean, he's got 25 acres here with a beautiful lake down there. It used to be a persimmon farm. And we came and looked, and I straight away thought, yes, this could be very nice. And they're lovely, lovely landlords. They come over and have drinks with us fairly frequently.
And you're completely off the grid in this tiny home as well, aren't you?
We are. It's been so easy. I can't believe it. We've just put another tank in because it's been so dry.
Yeah.
But we've never run out of water. We've only got 10,000 litres. We've got a really good solar system. It's got 2 batteries, a generator, 12 panels, but don't ask me voltage, don't ask me any blue questions.
Right.
It's quite pretty in the background, far away. I don't know how it works, but on my phone I can turn it on if we're on holiday, and I look and I see, oh, it's looking a bit late and I don't want the generator to run in the middle of the night. I can just turn it on from my phone. It's really cool.
That is really cool. Now, one of the things that I love about the way that you've designed this home is the indoor-outdoor flow. We are standing right now on your porch, which has also been designed as your living room.
Yes, what we did with this house is any leftovers we used to make it, any leftovers from work. So the porch was actually used for a end-of-year party. And I said, well, I'll buy it off you at cost, of course. So I got it at cost. That's why it's got all the ropes. But I actually like them a lot now.
I like them too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all bits and pieces. It's got so many different timbers here because it's what's left over, what people didn't want. we adopted, including the lounge suite.
I love that as well, though. And that is one of the things with timber, is that you can just celebrate all of these different flavors of timber and they still work so beautifully together.
No, I think they work well together.
They certainly do. And can you tell me about the design of the home?
The exterior of the home, I liked what Shay did with her hazel, with the iron sand and the timber features.
Yeah.
I love lots of windows. I love being able to look out and see the sky, and I like it to blend in with the environment, which I think the timber does really well.
It does. Yeah. And what size is the tiny house?
The main house, the tiny house, is 10.5 meters. Our bedroom is 5.5 meters, and the deck is 6 meters. This was left over from after all the floods and things. There were bits and pieces left over from people who didn't want their houses anymore. So we adopted a shed and a pod and made them into a house. So it's evolved with whatever's happened in life.
That's right, because your workshop was really badly affected by the floods, wasn't it?
Twice, right up to our hips in water. Luckily, the houses were raised, but it was a terrible time. We've had to really downsize for the recession, so we've given up the workshops, 2 workshops we've given up. And we only run 1, which is good because Shay now has time to try new ideas and make spec houses and things like that. So it's all worked out well in the end. It always does.
And this porch area has just been so beautifully designed. I really like the way that it almost feels like another indoor space.
It definitely does, especially with the screens. We can close it all off with the screens, and we've got our funny little flap door that if you want a bit of air to come through, if it gets too hot, you won't believe it, in winter it actually gets too hot in here.
And you've got the lovely fireplace here as well, and it's so great the way that you've positioned it.
Yeah, that's a new addition because we had a gas fireplace and my children all thought we were going to gas ourselves and got into panic. They bought that, well, Shay bought it, and said, you will have a fireplace, not a gas heater this winter.
And it just makes for such a lovely feature here as well. And it is a lot safer than gas. So.
Yeah.
And you're an artist as well.
I am. I used to be a professional artist in my other life in Africa. And then I started teaching art when I came here. And when you're teaching, you give it all out. I haven't painted for 20 years. But now I've got time to paint, which is wonderful. So that's my art area. That's why I've left a gap between the fireplace and the back bench, because that gets very messy when I paint. And it's lovely. It's a perfect area for art. So
yeah.
And I have my grandkids painting on the bench here, which is lovely. They've all done beautiful artworks as well. So
lovely. Well, what you've created here from the outside is just so beautiful, and I cannot wait to see inside the home. Can we take a look?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Am I going first?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll lead the way into the mansion. Don't get lost.
This is just gorgeous. And immediately I love the way that the kitchen is so wonderfully connected to the outdoor lounge.
Yes, Noel's the chef in the family. He does all the cooking, and he wants to be part of it when we've got guests and that, and it works beautifully because he's cooking here and he's still part of all of what's going out on the deck. So it was important to have the kitchen being part of the living area as well. So it works very well.
Absolutely. And this looks like a very full-featured kitchen.
It is. It's got everything you could possibly need. We've got a nice big pantry. In fact, we've got 2 pantries. We've got dishwasher. There's nothing in this kitchen that I don't have in another kitchen. We've even got nicer features than we had in our big house. We've got an oil drawer in here. We've got pull-out shelves. We've got places for our spices. And then we bumped out the front bit because he's going to be doing the cooking. You know, we didn't want any bumping the heads on here, whereas if you line it up, it can be a little bit in the way.
And you've got the compact dining table here as well?
Yes, it's compact when Noel and I are together. But when we have friends, it opens up and it sits 6 people easily around here.
Oh, wow.
So 4 people more easily than 6, but we have had 6 people before. So it opens up into a nice sized table.
Well, especially when you've got such a big family as well. It's lovely to be able to accommodate more people.
Yeah. I will say that we normally eat outside on our laps because it's warm. Even in winter, we spend most of our time outside. And we have the brazier and everything going. So we don't often eat in the kitchen. But if it's really miserable, then we will eat in the kitchen.
Yeah, fair enough too. And then over here we've got your lounge. Can we take a look at that?
Yeah, let's have a look at the lounge.
All right. I love this. It's so nice how when you walk through from the kitchen, it just completely expands into the full height.
Yes, because it's a slightly smaller space, I wanted to feel more grand by making the lounge much higher and putting in the wallpaper and a couple of the other things. And that's why I like the opening into the kitchen as well, because when Noel's cooking, I can say, how's the cooking going, darling? And yes, I'll have a glass of wine, thank you. So it's still part of the kitchen. It's sort of open plan, but not fully open plan.
Yeah.
So it makes it feel bigger, which I like.
It certainly does. And I just love the style of this room as well. You've got this wonderful, very textured wallpaper and these fabulous light fittings.
Yes, the light fittings took a long time to put together, but I was very pleased with them when they were finished. I love my lights.
Yeah, absolutely. And this just looks like such a comfortable space as well. That is quite a chair you've got there.
Yes, we had to have the lazy boy to watch the cricket and the golf and the tiddlywinks and the hopscotch and whatever else we watch on TV. So it's got to be comfortable. So we both lie on the lazy boy and it's very comfortable, I must say.
Excellent. And I really like the way that you've incorporated the office into this area as well.
Yes, I do a lot of work from home now. I go into the workshop maybe once a week. And it's getting less and less as I like home more and more. And it's perfect. All my work is online. It's an absolute perfect space. I work here and sometimes I work upstairs. Our international builders might laugh when they see where I work from. But anyway, this is my office. Welcome to my office, everyone.
It's all you need.
It is. It's all I need.
And there is a loft in this home as well.
Yes, there are actually 2 lofts. Upstairs is for the grandchildren's area. And when we have guests, the playroom turns into a very smart little guest room. So we've got 2 lofts upstairs, which is very useful.
That is such a great design. And as you say, it's so nice that you've been able to incorporate a space for your grandkids into your home as well.
They are very, very important in my life. And I would hate to think that they wouldn't come and have sleepovers with Granny because the house was too small. So I had to make it special for them. And they absolutely love it. They love playing in the loft, in their playroom, and they love their little cozy loft sleeping area.
And it's really nice the way that you've also set it up to be a fantastic guest accommodation too.
Yes, we do have a lot of friends overseas. You know, moving from Zimbabwe, our friends just went, some in London, some in Australia. And we've had guests from Australia for a week. And we've had my bestest friend from England for a week, which was lovely. And she had to use our bedroom downstairs because she's having problems with her hips. So Noel and I lived in the guest room upstairs for a week. It's used quite a lot as a guest room as well.
It is just so nice being able to have that functionality in a home as well.
Yeah, versatile.
Yeah. And right down the other end of the tiny house is your bathroom. Can we go take a look at that?
Yes, let's go and have a look.
All right. This is a really tidy design. I really like the way that you have thought about the flow of this house as you move from the kitchen with the stairs, this little walkway that goes through to the back door, the washer dryer, and then access to your bathroom and your bedroom. This has been done in a very tidy way.
Thank you, Bryce. It was my own design because I wanted a bathroom en suite, but I needed something that the guests could use as well. And it's really only 2 steps away from my bedroom, so it's like a bathroom en suite. It works very well. I also didn't want to compromise our bathroom, which we do sometimes in our designs by having walkways. I figured that's upstairs, it's the kids, they're supple, they can have the full loft upstairs. So there's no walkway into our bathroom. But it's a lovely sized bathroom. We have a full size shower and of course our dehydrating toilet. And yeah, we're very happy with the bathroom.
Really beautiful tile work in here as well.
Thank you. I wanted it to look like the sea. So sea colors, rocks. I love the sea, which is why I've got that massive sea painting in the lounge as well. That came from Ukraine, by the way.
Lovely.
Great artists in Ukraine. So I want a sea sort of feeling. We can hear the waves at night time sometimes when the wind's blowing in the right direction. So I feel a bit as though I'm at the sea when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's so nice. And it's great that you've got the back entrance as well, because having another entrance into the house is so important, isn't it?
Yes, for safety as well. I've always, when we've designed, thought, well, it's good for fire if you've got more than one entrance and exit, but also because our washing machine is over there and it's nice and easy for me to get the washing out to the washing line at the back. So it works really well. Unfortunately, most people use that as our front entrance, which isn't great because if I redesigned the house again, we'd make that passage a little bit wider.
Right. Being a tiny house designer, you would know that everything is experimentation, isn't it? And it's so great that working on a project like this for yourself, you get to try out and test these ideas and see what works and what doesn't.
Yes, there are a few tweaks that I'd make, but I don't think there's much that I'd change at all in this design.
Yeah, I really like that. And then we've got the bedroom pod.
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Let's take a look. This is such a lovely room, and what immediately jumps out to me about this room is just how wonderfully connected to the outdoors it is.
It is. I used to think that I'd want to go and sit on the deck and have my tea in the morning, but I actually sit in my bed and look out the window. Sometimes I find I've been here for a very long time, but it's just so beautiful looking out through the window.
Yeah, and you are surrounded by your family in this room with all of these wonderful photos.
I am. Family is so important to me. I've got my 3 girls and my grandchildren and my son-in-laws, and it's a lovely space for me just to sit and look at them.
Yeah, that is so nice. And I love the way that you've decorated this room as well. It's just a very nice, soft space.
Yes, we had to find a between girl and boys idea. I couldn't have too many flowers, but Noel was quite happy with what I did here. So yeah, we were happy with it.
And you've got quite a special wardrobe in this room as well, don't you?
We do. I wanted a walk-in wardrobe because Noel, even at his age, gets up really early to go to work, but he can get changed in the dressing room. He can quietly sneak out and go to work while I am a lady of leisure and go to sleep.
That's a nice feature to have. I like that. I like that. And of course, you've designed now so many tiny homes for so many people. It must have been such a joy to design something for yourself.
It was. This is actually Tiny Home for Us Mark III. The Sophie design was the first one that I thought we might live in. So Shay and I sat down and designed that. And then I thought, no, maybe we can even do better than that. So yeah, there have been about 3 designs that got us to this place. I think in the end we got it exactly as we wanted it.
Yeah. And when it came to you designing your own home, what were the things that were most important to you?
Yeah, and I would advise that everyone does what I used to teach my students at school, a PMIP, pluses, minus, interesting and possibilities. So things that you have to have are your pluses. Minuses are things you definitely don't want. Interesting things that you would like, and your possibilities and how you would get those interesting things. And I think we ticked the boxes on everything that we wanted.
And now you yourself have gone through this downsizing journey. How are you finding tiny house life?
Bryce, I honestly wouldn't change it for anything. I actually said to Shay the other day, if I won lotto, I would still live like this. I might buy this little paddock so I didn't have to rent it, but I would carry on living. I love it. It's so peaceful, calm, no stress. It really is the best move we've ever made. One of the things that has surprised me about tiny house living is that I can actually fit all my family in it. We even watched World Cup rugby, and we had all the kids. We were probably sitting on each other's heads or something, but we were all in this tiny little lounge space watching World Cup rugby with the grandkids and my children and everyone. We found space to sit. You don't need a massive lounge to be together. So that has made me feel very happy that I can have my whole family in my tiny space.
And can we talk about the cost that was involved in building this home?
Probably about 300,000. So, and then the solar power maybe on top of that, 350. People tend to think that going tiny is going cheap, but it's a real house. It's built in the same way as you build houses. In fact, your biggest cost in a house is your kitchen and your bathroom. And the whole tiny house, as you can see, is mainly kitchen and bathroom. And it's really just a real house.
So you're well settled into your home. You've been living here for just over a year now. What does the future hold for you?
I would like to think we're going to be here for the next 10 years and we'll go out in our boxes. But, you know, you never know what life's going to throw at you. But if we had it the way we wanted to, we would live here until we couldn't live here anymore.
Well, Shiela, this is just such a beautiful home that you've created here. I love this design and just how well it fits you. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
It's a pleasure, Bryson. It's been lovely having you here.
This tiny house is exquisite. They've thought of everything in this place. Great indoor-outdoor living, amazing entertaining areas, room for the grandkids. But what really strikes me about this place is just how wonderfully family-orientated it is. Shiela and Noel have a home which is perfect for them, but that can also beautifully expand when needed so that the whole family can come together. And that really is just one of the things that really makes this place work.